Oh, yeah. Now I'm right as rain. Hands up. Oh, boy. Hello. We're here. We're here for another episode of the Josh Potter Show at the Comedy Store. How are you, folks? So good to be back. Solo dolo today. Had some awesome guests, have some great ones coming up. But today, I wanted to get through some of your emails. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com is where you can send them in. And it's tough to get through some of the longer ones when we have a guest here. You know, I want to give them their due diligence and things like that. So we'll get to all those today. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com is where you can send in your articles as well. You can send in your musical numbers like Griff Parker always does. He sends in so many. And God bless him for it. I don't know how many people out there are music makers necessarily, but I would love to get some others in the mix at some point. But thank you, Griff Parker, ROACHY Award winner. And speaking of the Roachies, this year we're going to do something a little different as we are nearing the end of the year, of course. I want to have a little bit of a pageant, celebrate some of these local newswomen, so keep sending those in to JoshPotterShow@gmail.com, please. We're getting ones all the time. If there's a crazy, weird story that you're going to send in anyways, and you've got the article from, you know, a major news outlet, try and see if you can find the local story. I'm sure it's out there. Go check it out and send those in, because those are very fantastic. So keep sending them in. I love the ones that we've got. We've got a new one today that I'm excited for. Other than that, thejoshpotter.com is where you can go find out where you can see the Roach live. November 30th, Buffalo, New York. Nietzsche is going to be there in my hometown Thanksgiving week. Can't wait for that show. Can't wait to go to the Bills game. Oh, the Bills. Love the Bills. Also, December 6th and 7th, going to be in Arizona with Saul Trujillo. Going to be in Bisbee, Arizona on the 6th, Yuma on the 7th. So go to thejoshpotter.com, get all of those tickets, and let the Roach know where you want him to come next year, 2025. I can't wait to be out on the road once again and scurrying into all of your cities. Oh, yes, the Buffalo Bills, though. Full disclosure, folks, you know, last week I taped the episode when we were doing that whole, was it Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson snooze fest. I'm glad we didn't end up having that on the screen and wasting everyone's time doing a little bit of play-by-play or commentary regarding that, because it would have just been a lot of snoring. I mean, what a boring event. And the buffering, oh my Lord, we were up watching it on the patio of the Comedy Store. We only encountered minute buffering, but there were people at home that couldn't watch this thing at all. And you know what it made me scared about, because they kept advertising this the entirety of the fight, is that football's coming to Netflix. Oh, great. So I can like have a goal line stand be buffering. I mean, it's going to be so fucking bad. I am not looking forward to it. Hopefully, you know, because there were so many people tuning in right as the Jake Paul fight started with Mike Tyson. Hopefully, you know, football, it's got a big audience, but hopefully it's not that big where we're going to have the entire server shut down, because it will affect my bets and things like that, and that will make me disgusted and angry, quite frankly. But let's get into sports. There's not much to talk about other than, well, we'll get into it.
Beep, 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 beep. Beep 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 beep.
The big headline is the Buffalo Bills are amazing, and that's all I really care about. I have not been so elated and comforted and happy in I can't tell you how long. I had a real hell of a weekend. The Roach did a staycation over here by the Comedy Store. I had 3 nights. I had sets Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I stayed out this way. And I had such a grand old time. Oh, my Lord. And then come Sunday, the Bills take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know, like I said, we're a bit removed. There's been a football game since then, or at least a week of football. The Bills are on a bye week. But full disclosure, we're just taping up because the Roach is going to be gone for Thanksgiving. So we got to get a couple under our belt a little earlier than we typically would. Just a couple of days. It's nothing crazy. Relax. You know, it's not going to really hinder anything other than this one particular topic. You probably were hoping I was going to address it on the Billy Wayne Davis episode. No, I was not able to because it hadn't happened yet. If you were watching it, you know. But here's the thing. They won. And I went Sunday, watched it at a friend's house, and boy, oh boy, I was so nervous the whole time. I couldn't believe what was happening as it was happening. We were winning, then we won the game, and it took me like a couple of minutes after the fact to even have it hit me that we beat the Chiefs. And I know it's a regular season game and things of that nature, but the amount of talk I endured en route to this game, and I don't mean en route like on my way to, I mean like leading up to it, was just a deluge of talk. And I'm so happy that we won, because now I can just keep doing until probably the playoffs, when Tyler Bass will miss a field goal and we'll lose to them again. But nevertheless, I can ride high for the time being, and I really do feel this way. I do, there's times when I am depressed or when I'm very upset, but I got to tell you, as long as Josh Allen is the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, I wake up every morning smiling. Like, I really just am so thankful to be on this planet at the same time as a Bills fan that Josh Allen is the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. I can't tell you. I've never been so thankful for anything in my entire life. And that says something about a lot of things. But it definitely says something about the quality of football that Josh Allen delivers. I'll tell you that. Boy, oh boy, am I elated. And then I went to some bonus football. The Sunday night game was here in Los Angeles. The San Diego Chargers, now the Los Angeles Chargers, took on the Cincinnati Bengals. And I was like, hell yeah. I mean, if the Bills lost and I was going to go to that game, I would have been miserable. I'm not going to lie. I would have not enjoyed myself. But I had a real great time, and they honored LaDainian Tomlinson, and I wore a child's LaDainian Tomlinson jersey that I wish I could tell you I bought when I was a child. Did not buy this jersey as a child. It wasn't my childhood LaDainian Tomlinson jersey. I was at a thrift store in Brooklyn, and I saw it, and I go, this is so dope. And it was like $6. And at the time, I was much thinner. I think I bought that thing like, I don't know, my friend Matt Wayne was with me, and he actually saw the picture on my Instagram. If you can see if you can pull that up, my Instagram real quick, so we can show the people how small it was. It wasn't like a belly shirt or anything, but it might as well have been. There it is. Look at that. I mean, that is a youth large, folks, that I'm squeezing into there. And yeah, I wish I received it as a child for Christmas or something like that, or my birthday. No, I bought it in a thrift store in Brooklyn at the age of like 23 probably. And back then it probably fit me a lot better too, The Roach wasn't as bloated from all the booze.
Dude, I'm gonna say it. You look good. It works.
Thanks,
it doesn't
dog.
Look like you're wearing a child's jersey.
It's just really the length of it. Like, obviously my shirt's tucked in, so like if any, the bottom of it scooched up in any capacity on the back or the front, you at least wouldn't see anything. There's another, I think if you go, is there another one of me in there? Go forward.
It's not visibly, okay, it looks a little bit more like children's clothes in that one.
It's just so small, dude, and I wore it all day. I loved it. And but here's the other thing about that stadium, by the way, the SoFi Stadium, if you've never been, it's beautiful. It's open air too. People think it's like a dome, but it's like, 50 degrees. We were pretty cold, sitting up there, and thank you to Hormos for getting me a free ticket. He just had random free tickets. So that's the other thing about Chargers games. They are the chillest NFL game I've ever been to. And I say that with compliments. Like, growing up and going to a Bills game, also, by the way, Hormos and Angie, who I went with, that was their first NFL game. And they're, my age adults. It's crazy how people just in California aren't prone to going to NFL games. I mean, my first NFL game, I thought about this yesterday because we were talking about it. It was the Bills against the Chiefs. I watched Jim Kelly versus Joe Montana, which is like, you think, whoa, that's crazy. It was kind of a game. Joe Montana was like at the last legs. It wasn't like this electric Joe Montana game or anything. He was super old. It would be like watching Brady in his final year on the Buccaneers or something to that effect. But it was a hell of a memory at the very least, but I was a child. And I remember feeling like an adult though, because I wasn't allowed to go to Bills games until a certain age. And my parents didn't want to go either because they knew it was bedlam. They knew it was always insanity and a place not really for children necessarily. And so they never would take me. And then I remember I was 13, my dad took me, and I couldn't have been more excited. I felt like a real grown-up getting to go to the game. And, after that, subsequently in high school you go, in college you really go, and then as an adult I have gone many a times. But the environment is so different. Like, there were people, obviously Chargers fans in the crowd, minimal, I would say, because there were also so many Bengals fans. It was wild. And, like, you could tell the amount of Bengals fans, because something good would happen for the Bengals and there would be a cheer, an uproarious cheer. And you're like, are we in Cincinnati? Like I had to like a couple of times think I was getting gaslit on the field. You know what I mean? Like thinking I'm like, did I just not see Jamar Chase score a touchdown? Like what the hell just happened? Like why are people cheering? And I go, oh, Bengals fans. People come here on a vacation. So it's like almost like the UN of football stadiums. How like and I saw a guy in like a Packers jersey randomly. I saw a guy in I was going to wear a Bills jersey, but I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. I'm going to get people chirping me being like, the Bills aren't playing today. It's the Bengals in the Chargers. Like that would happen in any other NFL stadium, I feel like, or with a more fervent fan base. I would imagine they would give me shit for wearing a jersey of a team that's not even there at that moment. But you could walk around. Here's the other thing that was crazy. The last time I went to SoFi Stadium, the Bills played the Rams, and when I went in there, they fucking frisked me up and down. They wouldn't let me bring in my cigarettes. I had to throw out my cigarettes. I had to throw out my lighter. I had a vape that was hidden in my shoe, but they definitely would have taken that. This time we walked in, no one even touched us. We just walked through a metal detector and they're like, all right, have fun.
Was it for the Bills fans or the Rams fans?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because then I asked another vendor at the thing, because I go, hey, do you work Rams games too? And she goes, yeah. And I go, is this more chill than the Rams games? And she goes, honestly, it depends who everyone's playing. It has nothing to do with the Rams or the Chargers. It has to do who the opponent is. So I think that the Bills fans, they were like, okay, we're going to have some rowdy motherfuckers here. Start frisking them. They know us savages would be up in the... but there were like, it's so weird because like there was like a smoking area in this case. I think it was just because there wasn't a lot of people there. I mean, it was packed, but it wasn't like... It definitely wasn't sold out by any stretch, and I'm not sure like what the attendance was for that game at that moment. And then there were a lot of free tickets. Obviously, that's the other thing. So you got a lot of passive people. It was very just like chill. And the SoFi Stadium for the Chargers, by the way, they are pumping in fake noise. I mean, it is 100%. I mean, anybody who would go in there and be like confused by it's 100% fake noise, which I think is kind of gross, but. You know, do what you got to do, I suppose. I think it's kind of fucked up, though, that they can kind of add, because the crowd is supposed to be an advantage. You know, it's home field advantage for that reason. In fact, in college football video game, they've made it an element of the video game when you're playing on the road and you're playing against a huge fan base that's very adamant. Your controller shakes, the things get all squiggly. It's like blurry. It's crazy. It's like a real element. And in this case, that element doesn't exist, so they are allowed to manufacture that element. I don't know if that's on the up and up. I have mixed feelings about that. But it was wild to just take part in another city's sort of football atmosphere. Especially after watching what went down in Orchard Park at the Bills versus the Chiefs game. I mean, you didn't have to pump any sound into there. Holy hell. And there's no roof on that place. So the cheers don't just bounce off the ceiling and come down. These things go up into heaven. I mean, there is no roof whatsoever. And there's swirling winds. I mean, boy, oh boy, the sheer volume was so intense. I wish I could have taken the people... Hormos, Angie, who never been to an NFL game before. I wish I could be like, okay, cool. And then like snap my fingers and put them in that environment to show them the difference and be like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little bit more intense, but I enjoyed I had plenty of beer. You know what I don't like is a Michelada.
Terrible. They're
awful.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? I'm a gamer. I'll try its beer and it's some, you know, the Latino folk here really enjoy it. And I thought I'm going to, when in Rome or what have you. And I had one of those. Oh boy. I mean, I thought I was just drinking I like hot sauce and stuff, but I saved it. I actually bought a beer and a Michelada, and I was going to just have the beer for the end of the game because I'm like, oh, they're going to cut off beer sales, so I'll have this for like the fourth quarter. And I thought it was a good football game, but there was a second I thought they were going to go to overtime. And so I was like, I want a beer for that. And then I just ended up drinking the beer and the Michelada. I'm like, oh, I guess I got to finish this thing. And that's, I guess... don't tell Jason Ellis or anything, but I really even though I didn't like it, I pounded the hell out of it. I'll tell you that. I drank every drop of that Horse shit. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by Home Chef. Oh boy, the holidays are approaching. There is a bit of a nip in the air. It is getting a little chilly out there. And boy, oh boy, what makes a chilly evening nice and just cozy? Oh my God, a hearty meal, of course, duh. And Home Chef has some wonderful ones. It's got all my favorite comfort foods in there. Home Chef delivers, by the way, fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes right to your doorstep. So you're not just like slaving over this comfy, hearty meal all day. No, Home Chef already did that for you, and they're sending them right to your door. It's to simplify your cooking experience. Home Chef has over 30 options a week, and they serve a variety of dietary needs, by the way. So if you've got anything like that, Home Chef has a multitude of recipes for you. Plus, it's economical, because that's the one thing that'll ruin a hearty meal for me is when I know that it took a hearty chunk out of my wallet. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries, and when meal planning ends up on the back burner, you can go check out Home Chef's new 5-ingredient meals that simply prep with super easy recipe steps using just 5 fresh, pre-portioned ingredients. So right now, users of the leading meal kits have rated Home Chef, by the way, number 1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. And for a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners free meals. 18 of them to be exact. 18 free meals plus free dessert for life, and of course free shipping on your first box. Go to homechef.com/Potter. That's homechef.com/Potter. Just POTTER for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/Potter. Must be an active subscriber to receive free desserts.
Wait, what's the loudest, like, best atmosphere NFL stadium you've seen a game in?
Oh, the Bills Stadium. I mean, that's not even a good question. I mean, I would have never, even if I went to another one that was intense. I mean, I've been to the Browns games. I went to 2 Browns games in my lifetime. One was against the Bills, and one was against just like the Jaguars. I've been to a few like games where it's not my teams, but very rarely. I do that with baseball all the time because I don't have a team. I like remaining nebulous, but I don't really desire typically going to a football game that doesn't involve the Buffalo Bills. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, when I lived in Cleveland and I worked for the sports radio station, I went to a game that season, the season that overlapped my job. Because I had to. They literally made me go to one of them. So I was like, all right, I'll go to this one here, and was like, whatever. The atmosphere is fine. It's definitely a little more adamant than the Chargers have, because the Chargers are good. That's what's crazy. The Chargers are good, and they have like Justin Herbert, and they have like Jim Harbaugh's their coach, but no one gives a shit. It's so wild to me.
It's a basketball state, I feel like.
What's that?
California is a basketball state.
I mean, I guess. I mean, if that's the thing, yes. And like maybe baseball too or what have you. But you know what was next door was the Sabrina Carpenter concert. And I kind of wish I went to that. Holy shit. What a little horny thing she is. I love her. I really do. Oh, my Lord. But yeah, no, that's what I wanted to bring up for Sports Day. I don't think we had anything else other than that because I wanted, I'm going to bail on this one. I'm not going to, I was going to bring up Fernando Valenzuela's death because, I mean, he's a big prominent, you were talking about California sports and like what they rally around. This guy was huge. And this is something that I didn't even know about. Like, you know, I'm a pretty big baseball fan in late part of my life. Like, so as a kid, I wasn't a huge baseball fan. I didn't really know what was going on around the world of baseball outside of the obvious stuff, Ken Griffey Jr.'s, the stuff like that. So this guy, I mean, I missed this moment as it was happening, but coming here, I've grown to appreciate what he's done, you know, for the Latin community in the area. And I mean, especially because they built that stadium on top of like all your Abuelas houses, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, the Dodgers killed a bunch of Abuelas and, everyone was kind of upset about that, I'd imagine. And so this guy comes along and he becomes like, you know, the face of the community in which that stadium resides. And so I thought a very awesome story. I think there's like a documentary, 30 for 30 or something like that. He went on to become a Spanish-speaking broadcaster for the Spanish side of everything like that. So he was a pretty cool figure. I mean, I thought, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm like the biggest Fernando guy, but I mean, I respect the man, and he was a Dodger legend. And then his the cause of death came out, and I was like, why is this a story? Maybe just because he is so popular or something like that. But I found it to be a weird cause of death. He died last month, of course, at the age of 63, which seems so young to me at this age I am at the moment. TMZ obtained the death certificate on Tuesday, which also noted decompensated alcoholic cirrhosis. Okay. And non-alcoholic steatohepatitis. What the hell is that? Another cirrhosis?
It looks like another type of cirrhosis. Maybe.
So this guy's just got all the cirrhoses. He's got an alcohol one. He's got a non-alcohol one. I don't know. Was he a huge drinker? Who the hell knows? He could have just been a fun guy to hang out with. Right, Jason Ellis? Come on. So Valenzuela, who pitched 11 years with the Dodgers before going on to work as a baseball broadcaster, had his remains cremated, and they are at the Forest Lawn Memorial Park. According to the medical examiner, believed that Valenzuela had suffered from a rare brain disorder known as Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. So this guy's got cirrhosis of the stuff. He's got this thing I've never even heard of, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. I mean, I could ask you to Google it, but I don't even think it will yield anything that I'll understand for that matter.
Basically, another form of dementia. It's a specific type of disease that results in dementia.
Oh, my God. So he's got dementia now. But there was also another thing down here that said, I thought it said he died of sepsis. Also,
sepsis could be like the cause of death. So like all those diseases lead him to become septic. And that's what actually like killed him.
I thought septic was when you get stabbed or something and then the blood goes inside your body. Or like, is it when poopy goes inside your body? What is...
I think... technically, I think septic is just at some point where like your insides turn toxic and kill you.
Yeah, your insides get like bacteria or germs or something from the outside, right? It's like an inside-out disease. You get the outside in. The outside came in and it made your insides a sewer. That's what I always kind of...
It's blood poisoning, essentially.
Right.
Body has an extreme response to an infection. Could be bacteria.
Infection.
Viruses, parasites.
For all the ER I watched in all the years, you'd think I'd picked up on a couple of things. And I guess I kind of did. I kind of got the gist of that, right? I mean, I wasn't out of the realm. But so how does dementia and cirrhosis and all this shit, is the liver bleed? When I'm asking Alex over here like he's a fucking, like he's a doctor. But perhaps another reason to get Dr. Drew on. But I just thought that was a lot of stuff. And the man was working, I believe, up until he passed. It said septic shock according to the birth certificate. Yeah. But I do believe that he was working up until the end of things, and I wish I knew that he was the Spanish-speaking broadcast. I should listen to more Spanish-speaking broadcasts. Not because I understand what they're saying, but it would be a fun way to kind of maybe even learn a level of Spanish, because I know what's happening in the game, so therefore I could probably deduce what they're saying and apply it to what's happening in the game. I had been lucky enough to meet, and I forget whose party it was. Oh, it was Art Cruz from Lamb of God. He had a birthday party down the street here on Sunset, and at his birthday party was the Spanish-speaking announcer from The Kings. And I was like up that guy's ass, let me tell you. I was like asking him so many questions. I think he got bored with me. Who are you looking at there? Oh, is this...
I was trying to find some Fernando Valenzuela like calls, like a compilation of his best like calls.
Yeah, I don't know that people in the Spanish-speaking world give a shit as much like that. You know what It's not like us where I would put it to Titanic music. I would do all kinds of stuff. I mean, hell, I've watched the video of Josh Allen running on 4th and 2 into the end zone to win the game at least 3 million times. I mean, I can't tell you in the last 24 hours how many times I've sat there and just over and over and over, just like replaying it over and over and over again. Before we get to the news, though, let's get to something that I haven't done in quite some time, and that is highlight a Queef of the Week.
Queef of the Week.
And Steven from Portland sent in this Queef of the Week, and this is his nominee for it. I still remain non-biased until I watch it, and then I can cast my own judgment on if this person is indeed a person who is worthy of the title
Queef of the Week.
Yes. So here is an angry cyclist. Now, already I think this guy's the queef because he's a cyclist. I mean, cyclists are some of the queefiest people in existence of time. I mean, even just on a basic level. But let's see, this guy confronts a driver, and then the driver has to subsequently call the police. So let's watch.
It's the cyclist versus the driver.
Pause it. I didn't know this was, it's Inside Edition. I didn't know that. I was going to say, is this a local? The fact that this is on Inside Edition also goes to show how much national media at the low level is decrepit. I mean, it is just decaying. Inside Edition is covering just some TikTok of a guy on a bike now. Inside Edition used to be like the thing that would be covering like the president was blown in his Oval Office. You know what I'm saying? Like they would have huge stories. Now this thing is like, well, let's just go with this video that's got a few 100,000 views. Keep going.
You're not leaving. You're not leaving.
It started when 22-year-old Pierce Kempton passed the cyclist on his way to a skate park in Utah.
Did you see me?
Can you pause it real quick? So yeah, the cyclist, obvious queef. Now we're hearing about the other side of the thing, though. This dildo's going to a skate park.
This kid looks like a queef.
Exactly. This kid, I mean, when you saw him get out of the car, I go, now I don't know who the queef is anymore. Now the queef is up for grabs at this point. Go ahead.
Pulled off to the side, I did. I have it on dash cam.
The confrontation escalates when the young man tries to get out of his car and the cyclist blocks him.
Bro's got his hands on me and stuff.
Yeah.
Look
All
at
right,
this
pause it real
move.
quick again. Again, the confusion is gray. I mean, they might, right now they're neck and neck. Because here's the other thing. If you're just listening to this on iTunes or Spotify or what have you, or just audio only, maybe you're in your car or something about to pass a cyclist on your own. They showed a quick video of his dash cam when he just like went around the guy. And I'm not quite sure. Maybe he did it in a way. They didn't really show the whole incident. Maybe he did it in a way that was queefish. You know what I mean? He went by and he was like, and he like put his finger out the window or something. They don't say he flicked him off or sped by or anything like that. But this guy has a reason to be up in arms, evidently. And now this kid's filming, by the way. And he's like, this guy's got his hands on me, man. And he's just standing next to him. Looks like he's got his arm is as long as a selfie stick. He must be on 0.5 or something there. Unless his arm is obscenely long. I don't know. But he's like basically standing here with this guy, extra irritating him, by the way. A guy who's already irritated, probably heightened. Maybe he got frightened on his bicycle. And he was like, oh. And now he's like adrenaline is coursing through his veins, you know? So he's going to be a little angry. And this kid's like getting out of the car. And the guy barely put his hands on him, for the record. So I don't know. The scales are going back and forth. Which one is
Queef of the week.
Keep going.
What are you doing? Why are you so cranky?
That guy is.
Then the cyclist,
very close.
identified as
Yeah, pause it again. I
73-year-old
mean, that video right there. Why are you so cranky? He's like whispering in his ear. I mean, he is so close to him. He did get out of the car to like film more, and the guy is on a bike, and they are between two cars. I mean, this might end up with them making out. I don't know what's going to go on here. He's so close. Why are you so cranky? Go ahead.
Cranky.
Then the cyclist, identified as 73-year-old Gary Peacock, calls the police.
Yeah,
Gary
I've got
Peacock.
a very aggressive teenager here that almost hit me in the car, and now he won't give me his last name, and now he's trying to leave. He's
Can you pause it?
recording me.
This guy is crying.
He's a
This guy is basically crying. Again, it's like that adrenaline thing where he's like, he almost ran me over, and now he's recording me. He won't give me his last. This guy, now I feel bad for him. I'm like, this is just the fact that he is so fit in his elderly age, too, by the way, is something where you applaud it. But his mental state is... It is like quicksand. I mean, this guy is so rattled, and he thinks the police are going to give a shit about this. I don't know does it say where this happened?
Not here. Let me find it.
I mean, I don't know maybe it says it down in the description there. Yeah. But Inside Edition covered it. So I haven't the slightest idea, but it looks like it's in a state where the police have other things to do. That's all I'm going to venture to guess. You don't have to figure it out. I don't even know how you would. You're going to type in angry cyclist. We don't know anything about these people.
Trying to find Gary Peacock.
Oh, Gary Peacock, cyclist. He's like a world-renowned cyclist. He doesn't fucking know.
No,
Well, let's just watch the rest of it. Maybe this thing will say.
In newly released police body cam video, the officer finds both men at fault. And when the cyclist realized he's about to be issued a citation, he tries to apologize, but it's too late.
You were the one causing the stir here. What if I apologize?
Can you pause it real quick? I'm sorry. The cops came, by the way. I'm just sitting here going like this. No way the cops are coming. Maybe I've lived in California too long where the cops are like, if you call and you're like, my daughter is being, they'd be like, ha ha ha, okay, we'll be there in about 3 hours. You know, like they don't care about anything here. I mean, it is like insane. You could have, if your car got, I watched people outside the Comedy Store here. Car got hit and run, smashed into, and the cops are like, are you hurt? And they're like, no. And they're like, I don't know, come down and make a report. I mean, they don't care about, I don't know what brings them out anymore at this point, you know, or if they're just like, they're so thin that they can't do any. I mean, I have no idea what the situation is, but the fact that this cop came out to sort of like at least get involved in this squabble here is insane to me. I'm curious now more than ever almost where it is, but well, Steven in Portland sent this in. Maybe it has something to do with Portland. I don't know. I'm trying to do a little geo-guessing based off the surroundings there. You know, there's like mountains, I guess. They're in a very autumnal setting in a park perhaps. But so this man, now that the cops are like, well, now you're about to get a way to call us because now you're in trouble also. You're both at fault here. You caused this stir. You called it a stir, so that could be a Portland thing too. I don't know. Keep going.
I'm obligated.
Oh, come on, man.
Here's Kempton still can't believe what happened.
The tables were certainly turned on him, were they not?
No, they were. And that's where I felt justified.
I'm calling the police and you're not leaving. You're not leaving.
The young car driver
You're not
received a citation
leaving.
for passing too closely to a bicycle, but that was dropped. The older cyclist still has a citation for disorderly conduct. He ended up apologizing.
Oh, my Lord. I'm going to grant them both.
Queef of the week.
They both get it because here's the thing. At the end of it, I feel bad for the old guy. You know, he's all up in arms. He's losing his mind. And yes, he definitely acted like a freaking child. But then the child, I mean, that little teen, like for him to be like, I was justified. I'm going to definitely be on Inside Edition. I don't know. That guy just seems like a real dildo to me. So they both get the award for this week. Thank you to Steven in Portland for sending that bad boy in. Much appreciated. Lots of emails in the news. Let's get to it, shall we? This email says, hey Josh, long-time listener, first-time reporter. Oh boy.
Limp Bizkit, the inner city blacks, can't abide such idiocy any longer.
Idiot, man.
Stay safe, it says here. Oh no, it says first-time reporter, excuse me. I came across the story. Instantly thought of you and our mission to save local news anchors. Oh, yes. It says, stay safe, and I hope to see you sometime in Spokane. The Josh Potter Show is my favorite podcast. Chase O'Donnell, #1 podcast guest. Pleased to be listening. Corey W. Thank you, Corey W. I appreciate all the kind words. We got to get Chase O'Donnell back in here. By the way, Chase O'Donnell is stuck in Costa Rica right now.
Stuck?
She went to Costa Rica and there's like a generational rainstorm. And so the airport's like closed till Thursday. She's like, I'm stuck here. I'm like, stuck in Costa Rica is not a thing. Like, you should be happy that you're there and you have to spend a couple extra days. I think that's wonderful. Anywho, let's get to, so this is a local news reporting. I love it up here already. What do we got? What station do we got? Does it say?
Queen City News.
And this out of South Carolina. So many cities. Real quick, before we get into the story. Why are there so many Queen cities? Buffalo, Queen City. Cincinnati, Queen City. Whatever the hell this place is in South Carolina, Queen City. Can you Google all the Queen cities? I want to see. What are we doing here for the record? We don't even have a queen. We got rid of her ass back in 1776, and we still have Queen cities. And how do they get this name?
There are at least 3. There's one in Iowa, one in Missouri, one in Texas.
Look, I named pretty much all of them there.
There are 4 in Canada with the name Queen City.
Well, Canada has a queen. That makes sense. This fucking shit. Why does it say next to them why they're called that?
Charlotte is nicknamed the Queen City in North Carolina.
Okay. What does it say about Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, it's also nicknamed Queen City. Same with Meridian, Mississippi, and Buffalo.
I didn't know about the Mississippi one, but I knew about the others.
Is because it was the largest city on the Great Lakes.
cool.
Be the Kingston.
Yeah, I don't know. That's silly. But okay, so we're at, I assume, Charlotte this is taking place then? Queen City News?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Even though it says South Carolina at the top.
Regional Carolina News.
Oh, I see. Okay.
John Jackson. Oh my God. I have been waiting to meet you, John. Why are you still taking... It's a story Queen City News has followed for more than 5 years. Complaints about a repairman who takes money for jobs he never completes. It's resulted in honest people being out hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
Pause it.
Today I traveled.
That's like Bigfoot right there. That was a great shot. I mean, this woman, so what I gather from not having any background at this moment, other than just the same thing you folks just listened to and watched, this woman has it set up a gotcha situation. There's a repairman on the loose, and he is scamming people. So what does she do? She sets up a sting operation. Have the cameras rolling, so when he rings that doorbell, boom, we got the camera in his face, and we can confront him. And look what they get. Just a tantalizing. He runs away. Oh, I bet you have. It's almost like he's mic'd up. It's crazy good audio, too. Okay, keep going.
It's resulted in honest people being out hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Today I traveled to McConnell, South Carolina.
Ooh, she's doing it at the desk. Morgan Francis.
And he only discovered who he was by watching one of our stories.
John Jackson. That's when I knew it was him.
Watching one of our stories about John Jackson, Bill Swope immediately recognized the repairman who was at his house just a month prior.
It's just not right. I'm trying not to get choked up, but I'm
Oh my God, pause it real quick. How much did this guy scam this guy for? I'm trying not to get choked up. What, did he not repair your daughter's cancer? I mean, why are you so upset? It was just for a sink or something, wasn't it? You call another guy. Oh my Lord, he's really hamming it up for the cameras. This is a great report, though. I mean, this is something that is interesting, too. What I really like about what local news can do now is all the Ring camera footage that they put in there. That's something that I'd never got to experience back in the day. You know what I mean? We didn't have like security footage of everything. Now this guy, they're just going to keep showing his fat ass in front of the Ring camera, like pushing doorbells and everything. God bless him. So this guy, Bill, his name is John Jackson Bill? Or is that just
John Jackson, I think, is the name of the repairman. I think this.
Oh. Go back. Let's watch this guy cry about his fucking sink or whatever the hell he couldn't get repaired. It get choked up. It's just not
I'm trying
right.
not to get choked up, but I'm angry.
Oh.
Really angry.
Oh my God.
Bill has been through the ringer. The past few years, he's dealt with one family loss after another. He's in between jobs, and just last month, his fridge went out. He searched online for repairman near me to get it fixed.
Okay, pause
Next
it.
thing you know,
That's, I mean, Bill, I'm not a great adult. I'm not a upstanding sort of like figure of manhood, but you don't Google repairman near me. You got to read reviews, stuff like that. This guy's just, I mean, what the hell are you doing? And he's very angry. I mean, that's very wild that they had to put in the fact that this guy, people died in his family. He lost his job. Now his fridge is on the fritz. It's like that one last straw. He's going to be like falling down now, like Michael Douglas and Falling Down. He's like one little bad thing happening away from like walking into a convenience store and shooting the clerk in the face.
Yeah, it's his supervillain origins.
Yeah, that's it. This guy put him over the top. My fridge is on the fritz and I call a repairman near me and he scams me. Go back. I want to watch that whole thing again.
It's a month prior.
It's just not right.
I'm fucking
angry.
I'm angry. Oh, I'm angry. What are
Bill
you
has
going to
been
do,
through
Bill?
the ringer. The past few years, he's dealt with one family loss after another.
How many years
He's
are
in
we
between
talking?
jobs, and just last month, his fridge went out. He searched online for repairman near
Also
me
definitely not
to get
the
it
worst
fixed.
of those three things.
Next thing you know, someone called and said, hey, I could be there today. Let me help you.
Can you
had
pause
no
it
idea
real
that-
quick? If you're watching this online, the subtitles do not match what the woman is saying. It's like, how are these generated? It said Putin at one point.
It's the YouTube closed captioning that's just listening.
Why are they putting the word Putin in there? That was interesting, wasn't it?
Algorithm.
That was crazy. I'm like, I don't remember them mentioning the Russian president. Okay, so the man's fridge is on the fritz, yada, yada. Again, like you said, not the worst of the three things. It's just the last straw type of thing. But for him to be like, I'm I'm fucking angry over this. Now he thinks about the guy scamming him on his fridge repair. He's like, you took my daughter. Like, or whoever the loved ones are. Okay, go ahead.
Guy coming to supposedly repair his fridge would be the straw that broke the camel's back.
I called that.
I keep getting back up, and then this guy pulls this. I can see where people can be pushed to violence.
Oh my God. My worst fears were
John Jackson.
Holy shit. I mean, I'm over here just trying to make LOLs, you know, about this story, but they literally just pointed out what I was saying. This man is going to freak out and shoot up a school or something. Unbelievable. That's crazy. I mean, the fact that they put that on there where he's like, you know, I can see how someone can be... That's crazy.
All empathy for getting scammed, but at a certain point, isn't it like your fault if you Venmo this guy a bunch of money before he comes to do a fridge and like get taken?
All of it's your fault. If you get scammed, I've been scammed, and I've always gone like, all right, that's me. That's on me. You know, like, yeah, you can get mad at the person, and they are pieces of shit.
Like, no repairman requires $1,000 before he shows up to your house to like hold a spot or some shit. Like,
maybe he was so in the throes of his losses or whatever the hell, and he's just like, here you go. He's a masochist for trust. Go ahead, play the rest of this. Do it, Bill.
I can see where people can be pushed to violence.
Blow up a post office, Bill.
Invoices and Venmo receipts show Swope paid John Jackson more than $1,600. One was for the first repair. The other was when Jackson had to return when the fridge stopped working again. 6 weeks later.
Now the fridge still doesn't work. Freezer is not cold. I have blocks of ice in bottles to keep it at about 48. And hopefully I don't lose any food.
It's a similar story we've heard from past victims.
Never came back with us, never called us.
Called him multiple times, sent him text messages.
Repeated texts and calls were unanswered.
My number's blocked.
The Attorney General has banned John Jackson from doing work or advertising for repair jobs in North Carolina. John Jackson.
Get him.
I have been waiting to meet you, John. Why are you still taking money for jobs?
I'm not taking any money for jobs.
A judge has ruled that you can't even advertise for work. We got your number off a website that is still there. We hired him for a fake repair job, and he promptly showed up. Then this past June, we caught him on home surveillance in Salisbury doing the same thing.
Can you pause it real quick?
Calling him on a new number.
What a super villain this guy's like. He's like, oh no, the news. I knew you'd be looking for me. Like, he's like, I bet you have. And then he ran so slow, by the way, when he was getting out of there. It's like she had time to ask him multiple long questions. Do you know what I mean? Like, she had like 5 questions there before he even ran down the driveway. It was like he was going in slow motion, waiting for all the questions. So now she's got him again. I like this. This is like the most investigative reporting that you're going to get at a local news level at this point. The local scam artist repairman, you know? Go ahead.
Got from his latest unhappy customer. We got him on the line.
How can I help you?
Hi, is this John?
Yes, it is.
He disputed that he wronged Swope and says his accusations are false. He said his fridge developed a leak after the repairs, adding,
His unit developed
convenient.
a leak. We went back and attempted to fix the leak.
You keep saying we. Who's we?
We, the company, us.
The royal
What's the name
we.
of your company?
What's the relevance?
I mean, you should be able to name the name of your company at the drop of a hat.
I should.
Could be a free ad on TV for you.
I don't need it.
What's the name of your company?
Ma'am. So what?
I just want to know what the name of your company is. You keep saying we.
Star Appliance.
Star Appliance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So was that on his invoice then, Star Appliance?
Should be.
Okay, because it's not. If you notice on that invoice,
Morgan
the address for
Francis,
his business also leads to an apartment complex near Uptown Charlotte. We reached out to the Department of Consumer Affairs in South Carolina to see how many complaints they have against Jackson. We have yet to hear back. Swope did file a complaint with that department and has been assigned a claim number.
God, how does Morgan Francis not laugh her ass off while doing that? That would be the most fun day at work. It's like you're doing prank phone calls, calling him up. Star Appliance. Can I call him? Let's see if I can find his number, if we can see. What if it comes up? Star Appliance. What was his name? Jackson?
Yeah, John Jackson.
John Jackson. Let's just see what happens. Updated. That's a Reddit page. The band. Now we're just getting all news articles. Golly, I wish I could have his phone number. I'd call him up. 5-star appliance. That's not it. Also, I'm getting local repairman near me. I can get scammed by a guy out here. Well. That would have been fun. Well, this next story, though, I'll tell you this. I got sent in this one a couple of times, and one of the people who sent them in was our own Kirsten sent this in. Yes, and let me see if I can pull up her email here because I didn't include it on the thing here. It says, "Hey, Josh, miss you and all the roaches over there. I stumbled on this article this morning and had to put my reporter's cap on. Check out the video and see how silly this bear attacking this car looks. Sending love from the Night Pants studio." So yeah, I wanted you guys to hear from Kirsten. There she is. She sent this in, and so did idiot woman Kelly. Nope, I don't have any sounds.
Sorry, idiot woman!
No problem.
You keep saying this, you idiot woman! Idiot woman!
And
idiot!
Yeah, there it is. Idiot woman Kelly sent this in, and so did Kirsten. It's a man. Well, let's just watch the video. Do you have the video? Because I want to see if I can. Kirsten says, see if we notice anything weird about this. A bear is in a car, and this is according to the California Department of Insurance. We're getting a video from. And this bear is in the car. I mean, I'm blind. I can't even tell what's going on in that car. Is that two people? I would have been like watching from a distance, been like, are people fucking in that car right there?
In a bear suit climbing in through the passenger seat.
Well, you don't have to spoil it already. We're trying to get a glimpse of what it is here. But you're saying it's a man in a bear suit climbing in, and now he's acting like a bear is demolishing the car?
He is just like kind of stumbling around in that bear suit. Like there's not a whole lot of.
Well, what would a bear do to ruin your car? It would thrash about. It would break things. So he's saying, this man is saying, because I've seen videos of bears getting into cars and ruining the car. You know what I mean? Tearing up the seats. Yeah. These things exist.
Bears can like turn a car over. This is like 3 separate cars, actually. He looks like he's doing this to a bunch of cars.
A 2010 Rolls Royce Ghost. What was the other ones?
The other ones kind of just looked like
a 2002 MBZ. I don't know what the fuck that is. You know,
Mercedes or something.
Or Mercedes-Benz. Oh, nice. Good call. Good call. So these are expensive cars that this man is evidently going in. 4 people evidently have been arrested. So it's like they're hiring this guy. We should get they should go on, get, what was her name? Morgan Francis. She should do a report on this bear suit guy scamming people and getting their insurance fraud claims caught. Because they're like, I thought you were going to get a real bear. It was just you in a bear suit. 4 people have been arrested after allegedly filing fake insurance claims stating that a bear had damaged the interiors of 3 luxury cars. Video footage submitted to insurers as evidence showed what appeared to be an animal climbing into the front seat of a Rolls Royce, then clawing its way towards the back. How could a man claw enough? You'd have to put like Wolverine knives in between your knuckles to get like.
That's what he did. They have a picture of the equipment. It looks like.
Look at that! He did have Wolverine knives.
Like bear claws on it.
This is too elaborate. It's almost harder to come up with, execute, and plan all of this than it would be just to find a bear and like let him loose into the Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? Like a real bear, just be like, all right, you hire a trainer or something. Come on, go about it a little bit. You don't have to. You can go about things a little more simple out there, folks. Upon further scrutiny of the video, the investigation determined that the bear was actually a person in a bear costume. The 4 L.A. Area residents have been charged with insurance fraud in the conspiracy after receiving $141,000 in insurance payments. Those arrested in what investigators dubbed Operation Bear Claw we don't have to say their fucking names. There were 3 total incidents where the suspects filed insurance claims for cars damaged by a bear. The initial claim was in January when suspects allegedly said that a bear entered a 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost, retailing for around $100,000 and damaged its interior. But here's the thing. What do they get? The money? I mean, they have a Rolls-Royce. Sell the Rolls Royce. I don't understand
you actually messed up the car, so you have to presumably just pay to fix it and then get reimbursed for those. So is the insurance fraud you're claiming more and then getting the repairs done cheaper? You still mess up your car doing this.
Yeah, I don't understand. You have the luxury car. If you want money, sell it. You know what I mean? Or and then to use the insurance money to get I just don't understand the game here. Maybe my criminal mind isn't in tune necessarily, and I don't have enough of one to understand this type of scam. How the juice is worth the squeeze. Maybe a better criminal out there can help me out. Send an email, JoshPotter@gmail.com, JoshPotterShow@gmail.com, excuse me. Let me know what I'm missing here with this one. Fuzzy nighttime footage shows the bear spending about, he's not a bear, it's a man. Fuzzy nighttime footage shows the man spending about 30 to 45 seconds in the car, rummaging around in the front and the back before falling out the open passenger door. A bear would not do that. A bear would not fall out. It would not spend only 30 seconds, and it would thrash a little bit more. I would have acted very much more bear-like. You know what I mean? You have to act confused and scared and just start clawing everything around you. Photos of the damage reveal claw marks on leather seats and leather lining of one of the doors. There were 2 additional insurance claims filed with 2 different insurance companies, each with the same date of loss, the same address, and the same alleged bear damage. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't have all the same information. People are going to be like, stop parking your car where the fucking bears are. Your insurance isn't going to fall for that 3 fucking times. Those other incidents involved a 2015 Mercedes and a 2022 Mercedes. To confirm, the footage showed a costume human, not a bear. Determined officials asked for assistance from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife biologists, who determined that it was clearly a human in a bear suit. Imagine being a person who goes to school for so long and then you're working for the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. You're a biologist and the police are like, what kind of bear is that? And you're like, that's a human being in a costume.
Although I do see how like the bear movements are pretty convincing. Like props to whoever was in the fake.
Yeah, until the bear checks his watch or whatever. I mean, that was like insane. He's like, what time is it? All right, I've been here for 30 seconds. I mean, bears don't like go, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't
the
like
way the legs and arms bend are like clearly
it looks like he's rummaging through the fucking cup holder for change. I mean, this is like, you got a video of a hobo going through a car and it looks very similar as well. Yeah, he's bending at points and his arms are a little bit more, he's like leaning on the dash like he's a cool guy there. That was wild. But yeah, wild that a biologist had to come in and also, they're just trying to do their due diligence. Please confirm, not a bear, right? Human being in bear costume. The San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office is prosecuting the charges. Thank you to Kirsten and Idiot Woman Kelly.
Idiot woman!
Sending that in. Bill M. sent in this wonderful number here. Oh my God. I'm just going to read this from the top. This is out of Minneapolis, St. Paul International Airport, folks. They seized a large shipment of unregulated injectable chemicals last week. And you're thinking, what the hell is this? Is this a new poison? Is this fentanyl in a new form? The shipment from Hong Kong contained 2,536 pre-filled syringes of vaginal tightening gel. What the hell is vaginal tightening gel? I mean, I guess I can kind of deduce what it is. You know what I mean? It's a gel that makes our vaginas that loose where women out there are getting like plastic surgery to tighten it. Oh my God. Like it's like lip filler. Tighten that shit up. I don't want them so. Who wants them to be tighter? Golly, we're having a hard enough time out here sometimes. Instructions on the packaging urge users to wear chemical-resistant gloves when coming into contact with the gel. Interesting. So you need to wear gloves? Why? Because your fucking fingers will get tighter? I mean, what the hell are we talking about here? What's going to happen if you touch it? You're putting it on your vagina, for Christ's sake. Or in it, I should say. You're injecting it. The CPB says the gel is in violation of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. Yeah, but is that just big federal food and drug and I mean, is RFK going to get into power and be like, we can have all the vaginal tightening gel. Tightening gel will be coming over the border. This dangerous shipment is another example of someone using unregulated gels to prey on unknowing consumers with false promises. Aha! So people are injecting this into their vaginas and it's not tightening them at all, probably. My vagina's still very loose, but I put the gel in it. What the hell? I wonder if it acts as though it is Botox or like lip filler, where it just makes your labia so much puffier or something that it just tightens it up. You know what I'm saying? It probably doesn't like go like, no, it's probably just like making the walls more inflamed or something. Who knows? This is according to LaFonda D. Sutton-Burke, director of field operations for CPB's Chicago field office. Not knowing what you're inserting into your body can be deadly. Well, I do know what it is. It's vaginal tightening gel. Silly doctors. Come on. Consumers believe they are getting a discount when in fact they are purchasing an inferior product with unapproved ingredients. So you're telling me there is a vaginal tightening gel. This just wasn't it. This just wasn't Big Pharma's vaginal tightening gel, evidently. The CBB says online pharmacies evaluated by the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy, just 3% are in compliance with the U.S. pharmacy laws and practice standards. This isn't the only unusual seizure made by CBP officers this year at MSP Airport. In June, officers confiscated 83 pounds of beef from a traveler returning from South Africa. Well, that's just a guy who's he's like, they don't make it like mom does. He's just bringing back home some stuff. Last month, officers took a box of giraffe feces from a traveler returning from Kenya who was planning to turn the dung into a necklace. I mean, golly. Yeah, you can't fly with animal shit. I mean, that's just... But what is this gel? Does it say there's like procedures for this? Please, let's do a smidge of research on vaginal tightening procedures. I know they have like that mesh shit, right? Where they're like, is your pussy blown out? Get this mesh business. I remember they were having like surgeries with that or what have you. I could be talking out of my ass. I wish there was a person with a vagina here that could help me out and tell me. What does it say there? Read that. At the top.
Gels often claim to work by tightening vaginal tissues through ingredients that can temporarily constrict the vaginal opening, similar to how astringents work on skin.
Yeah, but does this... So tell me an approved version or one that Big Pharma tells me I'm allowed to have to tighten my pussy. Is there a procedure? Do I go to a doctor? Is there a kit that I can pick up at CVS or Rite Aid or what have you? Do I Amazon this? Who's the leading brand in vaginal tightening?
There are no FDA-approved vaginal tightening gels on the market. There are a few non-surgical rejuvenation procedures that have received FDA clearance for treating vaginal laxity, including
vaginal laxity. I'm going to start saying that about girls. Oh, how was that? You just hooked up with that girl the other day. How was that? Let's just say she suffered from some vaginal laxity. A great deal of vaginal laxity going on there. That's how you call a girl a whore now? Yeah, she's, let's just say, vaginal laxity going on there. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
There are apparently FDA-cleared treatments that involve using radio frequency energy like Empower RF and Votiva, which can be considered forms of vaginal tightening procedures when performed by a qualified healthcare professional.
So you can go to a doctor, a plastic surgeon, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And they just come up. It's like, it's KFOL, baby, vaginal tightening radio. It's just a guy playing some lute music from Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what would dry up a pussy quick and tighten it up. I don't know. Anywho, folks, that was an interesting story. Thank you for sending that in. I want to know more about if you've had vaginal tightening procedures out there. Is your vagina, what was the word? Laxity. Do you suffer from vaginal laxity? Are you a big old whore who suffers from vaginal laxity? Well, come over here today and get tightened. Anywho, got another email here. This from Zach. And it says, hey, Josh, first time reporter here. Oh, boy, we got another one.
I don't care about that. Not a fig.
Penis, big fucking erect penis, Mom!
Penis!
I've been meaning to give you this story about an old English teacher of mine for months, but kept forgetting until I heard the word osteomyelitis. What? I forget even what we were talking about that word came up. Osteomyelitis. What story was that? It was about the woman. Oh, it was the sarcopod, the unalive pod. The woman had that who was subsequently choked to death in the sarcopod. That's what it was. Which is the same effing word. I don't know why I said effing. The same fucking word that this same teacher would start off every Friday spelling test with. Well, that's fucking crazy. He said that he was he failed a spelling bee on that word when he was a youngster, so he always announced that word first as a joke, then would fake laugh and slap his thigh every single Friday. So synchronicity dictated that I send you this to to you immediately on my break at work. First link is the story. Second link includes some of the photos from the incident. Enjoy, Zach. Well, what do we have here? Yada-dee. Let's see what this is showing pictures of. We have pictures, yes? Yep. It says officers with the Walworth County Sheriff's Office released trail camera photos used as evidence to track a park vandal. Now, what's funny is I think I covered this story, but we didn't have pictures and we didn't have such a wonderful backstory from our Roach reporter, Zach. I mean, boy, oh boy, to get the backstory that this guy, I really had like, what was it? I unlocked a core memory by saying osteomyelitis. Wild. Jeffrey Churchwell, 60, of Elkhorn, a former high school English teacher in the Milton School District, agreed to pay a fine for disorderly conduct on December 18th with a no-contest plea. Prosecutors said he defecated at Natureland Park in Whitewater for the last 2 years. What in the hell? He's just always shitting in this park. The trail camera photos showed his arrival in the parking lot, and Churchwell in the act behind a park building. Investigators said he admitted to making the mess, ordered to pay more than $6,000 in fines. This is wild because we're talking about this man over the course of 2 years going to the park to shit in the park, which is crazy because it's like, A, do you not have a bathroom in your home? How often was he doing? It doesn't say other than just like over the course of 2 years, right? I mean, does it say the total amount of time that they've caught him shitting in that park? Is it twice a week? Are we talking once a day here? Is it like 6 times over 2 years? Like, what is the offense? Fox News 6 found Churchwell at the very park on January 2nd. Wow, the news is just going there like, let's just go get some images of the park for this teacher shitting in its story. And then, whoa, he's here. Oh my God. What luck, or evidently not. Fox News 6 found Churchwell at the park on January 2nd. The longtime Milton School District teacher had nothing to say about the disturbing and disgusting behavior, requesting privacy before getting into his car and driving away. I'd like some privacy in this moment. I'm really dealing with a lot. There he is right there after just taking a hearty shit in the park. Osteomyelitis. All right. I'll see you later. I'll see you next time I'm shitting in the park. At least wait till darkness falls or something. I mean, he's doing it in the daytime. The Walworth County Public Works Department had to sometimes clean up his mess 5 days a week, multiple times a day. So this guy's homeless. Is he a hobo? Is this teacher homeless?
No, presumably he has like a house and lives there. This is just revenge for.
Oh my God! What if his toilet's on the fritz and he called the last repair guy to come in, and that's probably why the last 2 years he hasn't had a good toilet. He can't shit in it; it doesn't flush, so he's got to go to the park. Where would you go to shit if you had no toilet? I'd go to the park. Number one place.
Presumably there's a public bathroom somewhere in that park.
Oh yeah, I guess I'd try and do a public bathroom. Yeah, you would think that there's at least a toilet in the park too, but maybe it's not open all the time.
Paper, yeah. There's got to be somewhere where you can go that just has paper. This is clearly for revenge, or just you like do it one day and you find you like.
Do you have the pictures still? Because what was he like? Is it show him shitting on something? Is it just next to this building every time?
It seems like it's next to this shed.
Yeah, and it's like on a sidewalk. It's not like he's going to a fucking like wooded area and just shitting into the park in the woods or something. He's like doing it on this building, on like there's like a fucking sidewalk beneath him. Also, does he not have his pants off?
No. Yeah, that is just beneath the whole area.
Huh. He doesn't shit all over his pants?
No, he does this like a pro. This man has done this every day, 5 days a week.
Does it have a video of him shitting? Years. I want to see him shit. I want to see how he shits without getting it on his pants.
We don't have a video of it. It's just stills.
Well, anywho, this guy, they had to clean up his shit. I mean, I can't believe he hasn't gotten caught sooner. I mean, 2 years of doing it 5 times a week. They're like, there's some human who's always shitting over here. It required us to go out there and check on things daily, says the Walworth County Public Works Director. It was taking up precious time and resources to go clean up unnecessary human waste. Yeah, the Parks Department isn't getting a great deal of funding as it is. It's about to get cut even more, so it's a good thing they caught this guy, because I don't imagine that they would have shit cleaning resources in the Parks Department very much longer. That gave us enough information that we shared it with the Sheriff's Department, yada, yada, yada. The feces were found in the open. The problem got so bad the trail camera was installed. They didn't even have this trail camera before the shitting incident. They're like, we got to catch this guy shitting. Oh, what a fun day that would be to show up after you've installed the cameras and you see a hot load of shit on that sidewalk. Oh, get me the footage. I can't wait. When confronted by authorities, Churchwell reportedly said he did it for convenience and to be disrespectful. No, it's really convenient not to shit in my own bathroom in a toilet. This is so much more convenient. Also, I fucking hate this park and I want to be a disrespectful bitch. There is a working public restroom in the parking lot, evidently. Officials with the Milton School District said in early January that this man was set on leave and set to retire January 16th. Oh, boy. He'll get a full pension. Aren't you excited, folks? Oh, boy. He's got tenure, I'm sure, or whatever the hell else. What a day indeed. Lots of first-time reporters on the prowl out there. I thank you all so much. Please keep those articles coming. JoshPotterShow at gmail.com is the place to do it. Oh, boy. Loved your emails. Loved hearing from Kirsten again. Please go give a shout out to her over there at the Night Pants Studio. And thank you again to the first-time Roach reporters. JoshPotterShow at gmail.com. Send in all your articles, and especially if they have wonderful local reporters on them like we just saw again tonight. And by the way, Jessica Riley, there was correspondence. I'm just going to keep it at that. In the DMs, baby. Nothing crazy. I'm a gentleman. But I did open her and extend to her an open invite on this program anytime she wants. So hopefully we get Jessica Riley, at least a cameo or something down the road. Other than that, folks, rate, review, subscribe, please. Share it, all the stuff. Thank you to everyone here at the Comedy Store. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Lee. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Bobby. And I appreciate all of you at home. So continue to spread the word like a good roach. Go to thejoshpotter.com. Check out tickets November 30th, Buffalo. December 6th and 7th, Arizona. thejoshpotter.com to get those tickets. And we'll see you next week right here on The Josh Potter Show.
Coming to 11 direct with the Roach. We shotgun the beers, I got time for a toast. It's the only place I get my sports like for real. Sonny taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter, keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit 'em. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy Awards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you know I cannot abide.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the Roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard of. Pleased to be listening, hit that like and subscribe. So many Bills hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a Roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids if that's my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since a Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.